production of TeamBoydTV.com.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Q, representing TeamBoydTV. This is TeamBoydTV Live. This is the dopest live NFL show on YouTube. I got my boys with me. We're doing it big. Before I introduce my fellas, though, I'm going to let you guys know we are live on TeamBoydTV.com, where we have our advanced chat system over there. It's a little bit, faster than, say, YouTube and things like that. So if you guys are on TeamBoydTV.com watching the show, you can use the chat box right there. I myself will be monitoring it, and that's how that's going to go. All right, let's introduce first my bro. What's going on, JB? What's happening, bro?
What's happening, man?
Everything good?
Everything good.
That's what I'm talking about. Say, look, what you got?
What I got?
Yeah.
Well, not too much.
No. Twitter. Twitter.
Oh, what you mean, man?
Okay, you were supposed to say. You were supposed to say, I'm your boy JB, and I'm gonna be moderating Twitter tonight. Look, pretend like I'm JB, okay? Pretend like I'm JB.
Go, please.
Yo, it's your boy JB. Listen, what's going on, everybody? I'm gonna be the one monitoring the Twitter tonight. Use the hashtag TeamBoydTV Live so we can see your tweets aired live on the air. That's what you're supposed to have to say.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what you meant.
Exactly what I'm saying.
So good. Okay, all right. You hold us up for 20 minutes and then you forget your lines. I'm just I'm working with amateurs here. Hey, Glass, what's going on, bro? What's happening? What's happening, Glass?
What up, man? Well, I think I know my spot.
Okay.
I'm a moderator of the YouTube channel. So if you throw down comments on the YouTube channel, I will take care of that. I think I can multitask. I think I got this.
Okay. That's what I'm talking. See, JB. That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Hey, duly noted.
That's how it's done. So, fellas, they have voted for us to do JB's division, the AFC North. You knew this day was coming. I told you last week you had a 33% chance. I told you. You know what I'm saying? I told you. How you feeling about that, bro? How you feeling about that?
Me?
Yeah.
Favorite division. Let's go.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing you want to say?
No, we'll go through regular format like normal.
Okay, sounds good to me. Hey, Glass, NFC North, man. How you feel about it, bro?
I'm all good, man. I'm gonna try to hold off to JB, my boy. We don't have no ill wills this year. I don't think we play each other, so
yeah.
I like the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all gonna see.
You both got to get to the playoffs in order to see each other again. Same way I feel about the Niners. So I'm just saying, same way I feel.
What are you trying to say?
Look, I'm just saying. Same thing I feel about the Niners. Yeah.
You by yourself now. Don't forget.
Okay. Hey, whatever, man. So listen, check it out, though. We got a few headlines. We got a few things we need to discuss. especially pertaining to. I don't know how y'all guys want to do this. We got a lot of Baltimore Ravens stuff to talk about. We got some Stephen A. Smith stuff to talk about. We also have some Cleveland Browns stuff to talk about. I want to know how you guys wanted to proceed with this. How y'all want to do it? You want to talk about it as the divisions come up, or how you want to do it?
That's good. I like that. As
Okay.
divisions come up.
Okay. All right.
That's me.
JB, you cool with that?
JB?
Well, I figure we get all the personal trash out of the way and talk football with these divisions.
Okay. All right. Cool. So look, since you are the resident Baltimore Ravens fan on deck, okay. Let's start with the Ray Rice situation, and then we'll talk about Stephen A. Smith for a second. Okay. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
All right. Cool. So
number one, it's a lot of people stopping me in the street when they see me in my Baltimore Ravens get up. First thing they want to talk to me about is how it's just and how light Ray Rice's suspension was, and I think he did everything. Granted, the situation it is what it is, and it ain't good to say the least. But he did everything right after that. He didn't run from it, he didn't hide from it. He married the girl. They went to counseling. They became better. Like he said, they became better people, better parents, better couple. I mean, he was a model citizen before this, and I don't understand why people comparing this situation versus a lot of other NFL off the field issues with other players' situations. They don't even stack up. It ain't even close. And I might sound a little biased, but I think it's been a lot worse. It's a lot other worse cases than what happened right here. He did everything to try to make it right.
He did. I will give you that. But let's you hinted on it. Let's talk about the monkey in the room or the elephant in the room. He came out of this whole situation with a 2-game suspension. Glass, before I get to you, I gotta ask JB this. You talked about it for a second. It's 2-game suspension. And you think that that's just? You think that's what we're supposed to be? I want to know how you honestly feel about it.
Actually, I don't think that I don't know the item lines and the conduct policy, but obviously he violated. I don't think he was even arrested, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope, he wasn't.
I just think that It's a few seconds of his life, like I said on my podcast. It's a few seconds of his life. Nobody knows exactly what happened when the elevator was closed.
You're right.
Nobody knows that it opened and it was some type of domestic dispute. So who knows what happened?
Right.
She could have just been that intoxicated. I don't know if he told the truth exactly about what happened to make them go ahead and go with the type of suspension they went on.
Right.
But I mean, for me, as far as what I've seen with players, with off the field issues, this is light. This is really a non-issue.
Okay.
But just because it's Ray Rice, they gonna do that.
So Glass, chime in.
It could have been anybody.
You can chime in, Glass.
Well, okay. I like Ray Rice. I think he's an upstanding citizen here. He's an upstanding player in the league. But let's not forget the fact. He dragged an unconscious woman out of the elevator.
Yes.
Not just any female, his fiancée out of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning hitting women at all. I believe in that. But it's done. He was contrite. I believe in what he's saying. I think everything's going to be straight. So hopefully it's a one-time deal.
Hopefully.
2-game suspension. That's a little bit too light.
Yeah.
But see, I hear other people, I hear both extremes. 2 games is too late, but then everybody want to do a half a season.
Yeah.
I don't want to do no half a season.
Right. I
might say 4 at the most. At the most 6 games.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a 2-game suspension to him, we don't know how much money that is, how much his game check is.
Oh, yeah.
You got to put that in factor. If I'm mistaken, I think it's 2 games plus a fine off the 3rd game, or he don't get paid on the 3rd game.
Right. Well,
it's a third game. It's a 3rd game check.
So look, let's put this in perspective real quick, though, Glass. We talking about a couple years ago, Ben Roethlisberger. I said this on the podcast that I did earlier. Ben Roethlisberger. Look, I'm going there because I'm just saying. Ben Roethlisberger got suspended for in the beginning a 6-game suspension. Got it whittled down to 4 for what did he do? He choked somebody, right? Is that what he did?
No, I think this is alleged rape.
Alleged rape. Okay, yeah. So anyway, my point is there's no footage, going around the internet of him dragging a woman out of an elevator. He got 6 games.
That's That's key.
He got 6 games.
And that's cute. I think that's the thing. You know, it got publicized like that. You know, and like you said, you know, over the past, because we've been doing this, it's all about the shield.
Right.
It's all about how you contain it or stain it, or you know, if you're gonna uphold it or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they had to do something just because it was all over everywhere.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. So you know,
that's what I was saying. It was a 2-game suspension. Now you just got through saying Roethlisberger had a 6-game, got dropped down to 4.
Right.
I believe Ray Rice had a 4-game suspension.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I want to give a shout out to my boy Justin Markwa. He's over on TeamBoydTV.com. Listen, dude, this is what he said. He says he's skipping ahead, but he said that he think Greg Hardy's suspension was going to be shorter now because what Ray did was way worse. And you know, that's a different thing. We'll talk about that when we talk about the NFC South. But I feel where it comes from.
Let me.
I'm just saying. I'm reading the comments. I
How's that way worse? I mean, Greg Hardy had guns involved.
He had guns. He pushed the chick over on a couch full of guns, but there was no video footage of him dragging an unconscious woman out of an elevator. That's what I'm trying to say. You know?
There is a guilty conviction. There's a guilty conviction. He got convicted of so.
Okay.
I don't understand.
You know, look, it's debatable. It's one of the things we can debate.
An opinion had a fact, man.
Okay.
You know, and the people can say what they want. They be up there defending. Absolutely, I am. They damn right I am.
Hey, look. No need to get hot about it, bro. No, just chill out. It's
I mean, you're gonna make a statement, have some facts.
Okay, I just said that's what he said, and I'm saying maybe it'll be shortened, maybe it's not. Look, ain't no excuse for either one of these type of situations. Now, first of all, we don't know what happened inside the elevator, right? And we don't know exactly what happened in Greg Hardy's house. There's a bunch of alleged stuff going around. What we do know is that Ray Rice's wife showed up to court, you know, in his defense. That's what we do know, and then you know that they're married now, and everything is good with them. So that's what we do know.
I guarantee you that Hardy is not showing up in his defense.
Oh, absolutely not. No, she was there.
That's not an all good situation at all.
Oh, she was there, but she wasn't there in his defense. You know what I'm saying? So listen, guys.
I hope the best for Hardy.
I do too, and I hope the best for Ray. You know what I'm saying? You know, look like Ray that was like I said, a lapse of judgment, like you said in your podcast. It was just a few moments that shouldn't have went down the way they did, but they did. Him and his wife, they moved on from it. The problem, though, is that most people, and I talked about this on the podcast too, is that most people are pushing for some more extreme, you know, type of punishment because of the fact that you had the Greg Hardy situation just happen, talked about Ben Roethlisberger and all that kind of stuff. But on the heels of all that, Glass, Stephen A. Smith came on TV and said, you know, this is what I only had the quotes in front of you. You had the quotes in front of you. You don't have the quotes in front of you. This way. Anyway, he said something along the lines of, you know, women shouldn't be putting themselves in a position where they can get slapped around by dudes. It was something along those lines, right? Provoking was the word. It was an outrage.
Key word.
It was an outrage about it. So the very next day he comes on TV and he apologizes for it, right? Same thing he said the week before that Tony Dungy shouldn't have done. Said that Tony Dungy shouldn't have been apologizing because what he said was right. I feel like what Stephen A. Smith said was right, you know, but people took it out of context once again, and the resulting situation was that he got suspended from ESPN. Glass, how you feel about this situation, man?
We keeping it real?
We keeping it real.
Okay, now, to answer your question, he said Tony Dungy shouldn't have apologized for what he said, but he apologized for what he said?
Yeah.
You know why he apologized for what he said?
Because he was scared he was going to get fired.
Who's cutting them checks?
Mm-hmm. ESPN. You know what I'm saying?
I contrite too. I can get my money. What you want me to do?
Right.
You want me to apologize? I go ahead and apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't politically correct. Y'all know how I feel. But, you know, offhand, I'm going to tell you, okay, I apologize for what I said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Well, no, let's stay on the Stephen A. Smith. I got another.
No, go ahead. Do it. You. Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody sitting here getting fined, getting suspended and all that stuff. What the hell happening with Ursa?
I said that in the podcast.
That's where I was going.
I said that in the podcast too. I was saying,
man got a bag full of money,
yes,
a bag full of pills,
yes,
driving. Come on, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he passed out $100 bills at the training camp.
Yes, it was.
Hey, that is not. That's the big with Earth Day. That is not slightly violating the substance abuse policy. That is trafficking. That is manufacturing. That's he ready to distribute. I mean,
So how many games did he get suspended?
That quantity of money and dope,
yes,
or whatever it was, is a dealer.
Yes.
I mean, let's make that a big deal.
Right.
Caught red-handed, driving, trafficking dope with all that money.
Right.
They already sold. I mean, that's a non-story. You know?
So listen, what was his punishment though? What was his punishment?
Oh, whatever it is, it's low. I mean,
okay.
He continued. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, is that what it is? Should we continue?
That's what it is.
Oh, that's. I guess the more money you got, the easier you can get off on stuff, right? I guess.
So you go to show that Roger Goodell works for who?
That's right, absolutely.
Penalized man he worked for.
Yes, absolutely. So listen, all that stuff went down, and that was just in Baltimore, right? We still got to talk about the Baltimore.
Hold on, let me have a shot at the Stephen A. thing.
Do your thing, man. Go ahead.
I mean, I want to say this. You know, it's 2014. I don't condone, any kind of domestic dispute, no matter who's starting it, or no matter how these victims get with these guys that's got, above usual pay scale or whatever their income is. These chicks, and I'm not trying to attack women, because there's guys out there that do the same thing. But if you provoking your spouse or the person you with to do things for, or to serve your agenda, you want to end up in court, you want to do however you want to do it. I mean, what do you expect a person to do?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect a person to do? And also, I mean, why do everybody kill the messenger? Why do everybody, want to eliminate a truther?
Yeah.
I don't get that about this society. But that's just my.
Hey, you know what that is, JB? I'm gonna tell you exactly what that is. That is a silencer. That means that whenever a hint of the truth get ready to spill out somewhere, if you notice the powers that be, they shut it down quickly.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was going with that.
Right. They
I want them to shut down TeamBoydTV Live.
Hey, but you know what? You never know. They might. I mean, according to all of the nonsense that I went through last week with that Shield podcast, you never know. I'm just saying.
But that's all I had with that.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a big deal. So we got that out of the way. That's all in Baltimore. We ain't even talking about that week 3 matchup. Week 3 matchup against Carolina. I think that is a week 3. I'm not sure. Week 4. Yeah. We ain't even talking about that yet. That's gonna be good. We're gonna talk about that too. Let's go out to Cleveland real quick. This story has been beat to death, right? We already know what it is. I just want to get you guys just scope on it real quick. The story came out today. Everybody knows what's going on with Josh Gordon. They popped him with some substance abuse type stuff.
Third time.
Yeah, but today the story comes out that that the way they were measuring what was positive and what was negative was so small, and they had 2 cups, and one of them was a smidge over positive, and the other one was a smidge over negative, and whichever one they chose to pull out first was going to decide whether or not this dude was guilty or not. JB, I'm coming back to you, man. He's like, look, Josh Gordon is appealing this right now. You think he gonna get out of this?
He won't. By the way it look, man, and what Cleveland's trying to do, it won't be the entire season, but he'll get something.
I think so too.
The added DUI thing, that don't help.
Yes, I mean, if anything, he'll get smacked for that DUI. Glass, how you feeling about it?
It get comical each day, man. Every time something pop up, everybody gonna give it an excuse. Okay, I'll roll with that second hand smoke?
Yeah, second hand smoke.
Or pick the vial.
Yeah,
we'll work with that.
Yeah,
man. Whatever it is, get that man on the field.
Right.
I'll roll with it.
All right. So listen, last thing, and I know we're gonna talk more about this when we get into checking them out on their schedule and stuff. Situation going on with your favorite quarterback, Johnny Football, and his quest to become the starter and that kind of thing. So I don't know, Glass, how you feel about that? Now they're saying that that Hoyer ain't even looking as good as he should be. So they don't know who they're gonna use as their starting quarterback. I'm just saying.
Man, listen, they're gonna flip the coin at the beginning of the game, figure out which one.
Right.
I like Hoyer.
I like Hoyer too.
I don't know what's going on in training camp, but the owner wants Hoyer and want to put Manziel on the bench, but the public wants to have Manziel out there.
Absolutely. Yes.
To represent the Browns with a little swag in there. So it's a toss-up. I think it should be Hoyer. You bring in Manziel during the season.
Yes.
It ain't my team.
Oh yeah. Hey, JB, you got a little backup in the building with you tonight. You got your boys Ravens Red Zone. We had our differences, but they represent tonight. They're here.
How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, just want to let you know that they are in the building. You know what I'm saying? JB, give us your scoop on your division rival quarterback situation.
I think if the Cleveland Browns been paying attention to any football, because they usually don't, for the past 30 years, if they've been paying attention to any football, they saw the whole thing and how the Denver Broncos handled Tebow and how the Patriots handled Tebow.
That's right.
I'm not saying talent-wise that Menzel and Tebow are the same, but they draw the same type of attention.
Yes.
And if you really want talent over attention or jersey sales or a marketable player, you do the right thing for what you're trying to do with the team. Now, would let history tell that the Cleveland Browns would attract great talent just to have a team on the field, not a winning team.
We saw it last year.
They just do a whole bunch of the direction they go and the things that they try to do. Only Cleveland knows what they're trying to do. Only Cleveland knows exactly what's next for them. Because nobody else have an idea.
Browns fan says Cleveland is back. Okay, that's what they say. Cleveland is back.
Somebody tweeted that to you?
No. I'm just saying that overall what I've been seeing on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah.
Okay.
So
I tell you what, Q. I mean, they need. History says that the Cleveland Brown fans are chipping anything.
Yeah.
They start seeing all this great stuff happening, and they get a sliver of whatever.
Right.
And furthermore, I don't blame them.
Well, okay. All right. So check it out though. We still got Andy Dalton's contract. We're gonna talk about. We'll talk about that when we get a little further into it. I want to thank Justin Merkel again for checking us out on TeamBoydTV.com, leaving the messages, using the chat box over there. What we got, Glass? Is that Ravens Red Zone in the YouTube chat?
I'm looking, I don't see anybody in the YouTube chat.
Oh yeah, I see Ravens. Ravens Red Zone. It says Ravens win the AFC North. Just deal with it. We will talk about that because I don't know if I can 100% agree with that. And then so far, no, I don't think JP. We ain't got nothing on the Twitter right now. I don't see nothing. I just see
not a thing.
All right, cool.
I'm right here and I'm on it.
So look, when we come back, we still doing that worst the first thing, right?
Yep.
No, actually, as far as I remember, you gave me Cincinnati and the Ravens, and I mean that's okay. We'll go worst first.
Yeah, we'll go worst first. Okay, I'm saying because I don't know who was worse. Who was worse? I forget. Was it Pittsburgh?
Browns, right?
Oh, it was the Browns.
Cleveland, man.
Cleveland was worse than Pittsburgh. How can Cleveland be worse than Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh ain't won a single game last year. Just saying.
They was 8-8, man.
Okay. All right. So either way, that's on you, Glass, right?
Yep.
All right. Cool. So we're gonna take
It's gonna be interesting.
All right. Cool. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
TeamBoydTV Turbo is sponsored by Domain.com. In today's connected world, it's kind of hard to be heard or to get noticed. That's why an online presence is so vital. If you have a brand to promote, relying on social media just doesn't cut it these days. Although social media is a powerful way to build a following, there is nothing like having your own hosted website. That's where Domain.com comes in. Domain.com offers the very best in web hosting services, and with plans starting at just under $4 a month, it's super affordable as well. And now, because you guys are awesome Team Boyd TV Turbo subscribers, you can get yourself a sweet combo deal if you go to TeamBoydTV.com and click the Domain.com button. Once you click the button, you get redirected to the Domain.com promo page, where once you sign up and use the promo code DOMFREE, that's DOMFREE, you can get yourself a free domain name. That's a free website that you can use to build your audience. And Domain.com web hosting is packed with bonus features too. Check this out. All web hosting plans come with $100 Google AdWords bonus, $50 Yahoo/Bing search marketing credit, $50 in Facebook advertising, a free YellowPages.com listing, and get this, a free toll-free phone number if you live in the U.S. And if you're like me and you know nothing about website design, Domain.com even has the awesomely easy drag-and-drop site builder to get you up and running right away. So what are you waiting for? There's no excuse not to get your online presence rolling right now. Remember, go to TeamBoydTV.com, click the Domain.com button, and use the promo code DOMFREE to get your free domain to use for your website today.
All right then. Okay, so fellas, we back in this thing. All right, Glass, we're starting from the bottom. Oh, wait, before we start, JB, tell people how they can hook us up on Twitter, man. I'm just saying, I'm feeding you the line, dude.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna be monitoring the Twitter tonight for this show. Just follow the hashtag at TeamBoydTV Live. Shoot your tweets, and I'll be happy to give you a very good answer or response. There you go. Something
That's
like
it.
that, right, Q?
Something like that, and the fact that that the tweets will show on the stream live right above your head, right? Okay. Just saying.
Right.
Look, I know you're new to this. I'm saying we got you. Hey, Glass, tell them what they can do on YouTube, man.
Well, I'm supposed to be monitoring the YouTube channel, but evidently I'm not getting it.
You can't see. I see it. I see the camera.
You see, I'm looking at the blank screen, bro.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see the
something
physics.
pops up, I will let y'all know, and we will interact with them.
Okay, cool. That's amazing. You guys, I'm saying, okay, all right. I mean, I'm gonna have to make sure a moderator or something like that. I don't know.
Hey, we not the computer guru like you are, man.
Okay, all right. So look, so that's what it is. JB said, you can interact with us on Twitter. Use the hashtag TeamBoydTV Live. Tweets will be shown live on the stream. Glass is saying, even though he can't see him, I see him, but I don't know why he can't see him. But you can do the chat on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, and if we get enough conversation going on the YouTube channel, we'll put those on the screen as well. I'm saying, if you're on TeamBoydTV.com, we have the chat box right there. My boy Justin Merkel is in there. Right now, it's just me and him in there. So we want some more people to come over there and check us out over there, and we'll get that going. Now, with all the bills paid and all that stuff taken care of, Glass, take it away for us, bro.
Okay. First, let me start off like this. The views I express right now are my own. Do not necessarily reflect those of TeamBoyd TV. If you have any problem with what I'm about to say, email me at getwithitsports2@gmail.com. We talking about the Cleveland Browns. Before we talk about the Cleveland Browns, I just got a question. What the hell is wrong with Cleveland fans, sports fans in general? Number one, you lose your mind when LeBron James leave Cleveland, go to South Beach, and win a couple of championships.
Right.
Jerseys.
Oh.
The owner, Daniel Gilbert, showed his bitchness.
Oh, yes, he did.
Put the inflammatory letter up on the website.
Yes, he did.
For 4 years until they found out they was going to get a chance to get LeBron back. Then he put it down, smile on LeBron's face, and act like everything's all right.
Right.
Put it out.
Yeah, there you go.
With the news, man, let's fast forward to the news that happened this week. And
Okay.
This is the reason why the DAW is coming back tomorrow.
Dan Gilbert?
Dumbass of the week, we got an award winner. He don't even play football. He's a fan.
Wow.
Art Modell. I know this is sensitive for JB right now, being a Ravens fan. Art Modell was the original owner. Huh?
I know all about this. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead. Art Modell was the original owner of the Cleveland Browns that moved to Baltimore to become the Baltimore Ravens in 1996.
That's right.
Baltimore Ravens had success in winning 2 championships, while the Cleveland Browns, when they came back in what?
Was it 2005?
2005, yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get like an above average season.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move forward to the news that just came out. Art Modell died in 2012. He's resting next to his wife Patricia at Druid Ridge Cemetery in Baltimore. A knucklehead, a dumbass fan of the Cleveland Browns goes to the cemetery. I think it's on YouTube. His username is Browns fan for life.
Oh my God!
Cemetery, acting like he's a Ravens fan.
Oh my God!
Tears off the Ravens jersey, which exposed the Browns jersey underneath, and dumbass had a catheter on his leg. And he supposedly urinates on Art Modell's
through the catheter.
Through the catheter.
Oh, that's terrible.
Now, this has so many levels to it.
Oh my God.
He's a dumbass. Number one, you use the catheter, so that means you actually thought about doing this.
Right.
All the way up to Baltimore to do this. Number one. Then you can find yourself being discreet and use a catheter.
Yeah.
To urinate on the grave site, but you're gonna expose it on YouTube where everybody can see your face, what you said you did to the grave site. So now the Baltimore police, I'm sure they found out who it is because, of course, your YouTube website to find out who it was. And then there's another thing. He gonna show his tattoo sleeve of how he's representing the Browns.
Wow.
That's another ID for the police to say, okay, your arm matches that arm, let's go. So now I guess they got him, and he could get a misdemeanor charge of indecent and disorderly conduct.
Wow.
which goes up to a maximum sentence of 2 years in jail and $500 fine. Now, if you looked at the video, Art Modell's in a mausoleum, pretty mausoleum. So that means the casket is in the mausoleum, right?
Right.
A man takes a piss on the grass, so you're not actually taking a piss on Art Modell. You get what I'm saying? And for me to serve 2 years in jail and $500 fine, I'm kicking down the door, finding the casket, whipping it out, and urinating.
Right.
Get my money's worth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just gonna put it for the real. But for real, in general, that's disrespectful. I don't think anybody deserved that. He didn't deserve that. He just did what he had to do. It's his team. He can move away he wants to.
That's right.
Y'all getting upset. Then this was what? He died in 2012. They moved out in what? 1990?
98, was it? 98, 99?
96. They moved in 96.
Okay.
And it took you decades
Yeah.
to finally get the courage or be drunk enough to go out here and do this. He deserved everything he got. So
well, hold up, though.
tomorrow there would be a dumbass of the week award winner, and that's him.
Hey, JP, why is he mad at Art Modell? They got their Browns back. What is he upset about?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
To me, it's just how delusional these Browns and people in Cleveland, how they is, man. I mean, they burnt jerseys. They
Yes,
was
it
mad
is.
at the 2007 Cleveland Indians when they all wanted to do something different. They was mad at Trent when he left. He went to Indianapolis. They get mad about anything that leaves that. They get mad, and then all of a sudden, I don't understand that. But here's another thing: it's typical of Cleveland and the history of the Cleveland Browns. You miss trying to take a piss, like he said, Barbara in the mausoleum.
Right.
It's a male temp trying to be a juvenile. You know, you that horribly, man. So I mean, come on. And they wonder why the Cleveland curse is what it is. You do,
Exactly.
and it will continue.
Yes, it will.
Exactly.
Wow. That's you ain't got no love for him at all, do you, JB? You got no love for him.
You gotta eventually have some class about you.
I guess that's right. Okay, that was a pretty. I can't wait to see that video. Go ahead, Douglas.
All right, so okay, in their attempt of being relevant, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that their overall record is 4-12. This is the Cleveland Browns. They're 4-12 overall with a 2-4 record in the AFC North, which is fourth last in their division. Offensively, they rank 17th with running 86 yards per game, which is 26th in the league. Their passing yards is 253 yards per game, which is 9th in the league, which isn't bad.
No.
Defensively, they were ranked 9th, which is good. They held teams to 111 rushing yards per game, which is 15th in the league. And they held teams to 221 passing yards per game, which is 9th in the league. Their head coach was Rob Chadzitsky.
Yeah.
And that was their seventh coach since the franchise returned back to Cleveland, and the fourth since 2005. So that just goes that's why during the offseason nobody wanted that job.
That's right.
That's a revolving door right there. The Browns had hoped for a successful 2013-2014 season. After 0-2 starts, they took out Whedon and brought in Brian Hoyer. And he started blowing up until he blew out his knee.
That's right.
Then they went back to losing. They bring in Whedon, then they bring in Jason Campbell to finish out the season. And they just had one win over a final 13 games, and that would cost Coach Chud his job.
Wow.
So now we got Mike Patine, I believe. I think
that's what he says his name, yeah.
Yeah, you got him in there. He's trying to figure out what his starting quarterback is now between Brian Hoyer, who proved himself last year, I believe.
I think so.
Figure out how his knee is holding up. And then rookie sensation.
Johnny Manziel, yeah.
Yeah, so they got to toss up in there. Good thing about it, Josh Gordon just was balling last year.
Yeah.
Bad thing about it, he's going to get suspended for a couple of games for smoking on the weed.
Yeah.
Bring in Miles Austin and Nate Burleson to hopefully sustain the team till Josh come back.
Right.
They got Jordan Cameron, one of the top 10 tight ends of the league. He was balling. Defensively, they got Joe Hayden, and I thought Carlos Dansby was still on the Cardinals, but he's on the Browns right now. So that uplifts the defense a little bit, but I don't think they have enough offense right now. But they don't even know what they got for offense right now. They don't know who they're going to bring in, who they're going to take out. So right now, they're in like a little conundrum right now to figure out what they're gonna do. So we'll see how it's gonna turn out. Oh, and let's not forget they got offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan from where? Washington.
Yes,
you know how that record was, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll open up the table for y'all.
Oh, I
Wow.
want to say this. Hey, they bring in Burleson. He breaks his arm immediately.
Mhm.
And Gordon doing his thing. He couldn't stop getting in trouble and smoking weed. They put the hometown Hoyer, born and raised, dream was to play for the Browns. He blows the knee out. I mean, the curse is real. I don't know, man. It's just, you don't want to do it. You just don't wanna be there. Trent got out of there. I ain't mad at him for that.
Wow. Hey, look, I ain't got nothing to add to that because y'all pretty much covered it all. Only thing I can do, man, is we can take a look at the schedule and see what we can pull out of this thing. Let's see what we got here. Let's pull it into view. Right there. All right, here we go. Open up the season in Pittsburgh. Then they travel down south to see the Saints. They got the Ravens at home. No, the Saints come in there. Then they got the Ravens at home. They got an early bye. Let's talk about these first 3 games. Glass, how you feel?
JB gonna hate me. They're gonna lose at Pittsburgh. They're gonna lose at New Orleans, but I think they're gonna squeak out and win at Baltimore. My fault, JB. I gotta give them.
No, that's cool. That's cool. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
So if by the bye, they'll be 1 and 2.
The Cleveland Browns? Yeah, the Cleveland.
And 2.
Okay. All right, JB, how you feeling?
No wins for the bye.
So no wins. Okay. Nope. So definitely a stomping by the Ravens. On the road.
Stomping, because they got pretty good defense, and they improved it. Didn't
Yeah.
they have 9th ranked defense last year?
Yeah.
They improved that. No, it won't be no stomping.
Okay.
Nobody really won't be stomping the Browns.
Okay.
That's what I like JB.
Okay, cool.
He ain't talking no crazy.
All right, so look, I got him winning on the road against the Steelers. I got him getting broke off. Yeah, I got him getting broke off by the Saints.
They got some truth to that.
Yeah, I mean, because look, Glass, you keep on talking about what. What. We ain't talking about the Steelers yet, but what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers last year? I know that's my mom Duke's favorite team and everything, but they kind of suck a little bit. You know, so they couldn't even get a win overseas. They couldn't get a win to save their life.
I got the answer for that.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
You talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, I give you my answer.
Okay, because look, I think the Steelers gonna get dropped at their crib, you know, and then when the Browns come back, you know, they probably gonna get handled by the Saints and get handled by the Ravens. So I'm saying 2-1 at the bye. So they come out of that bye and they go on the road against the Tennessee Titans, which, by the way, some dude, I don't even know who he was, blew me up about the Tennessee Titans, talking about how wrong we were about the Tennessee Titans. And let me say this while we got the Titans. James Carter. No, it wasn't James Carter. Because James Carter.
There's another Tennessee Titans fan out there?
Well, apparently, you know, because if it was James, it would have been cool. But I'm gonna say this though, right? Do something, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be leaving comments about how somebody's analysis is wrong, I want to see yours. That's all I'm saying. I don't see no videos, bruh. Just put that out there if you're watching again this week. Anyway, Titans, they got the Steelers coming in there. They go on the road against the Jaguars, and then they got the Raiders at home, the Bucks at home. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games there. So, I think personally, they'll win against the Titans, right? Steelers coming in there this time. I don't know how the Steelers play on the road. I don't know. I think it's crazy for me to say this. I think the Browns are going to sweep the Steelers, though. The Steelers come out looking the way they did last year. And then you got Jacksonville. I think that Cleveland will probably win on the road against them, too. They probably win against the Raiders and then get beat by the Bucks. So I got them at, where were we at? Yeah, I got them at, we got 8 games. I got them at 4-4 at the bye. Where you at, JB?
Okay, I want to go back and I said 0-3 start.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that Saints game taking place at? Is it?
It's in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
Okay, I'm gonna actually give them that game. I'm gonna give them the Saints because they do the way they play defense.
Hey, I like that.
I'll give them that. Then again, it depends on who's quarterback. I might be sticking my foot in my mouth with this game, but they got a better chance of beating the Steelers realistically. But I'm gonna give them the Saints game. So that's 1-2 start. Then these 5 games. Who was their game? Because I can't see.
We got Tennessee on the road. We got Steelers at home. Jacksonville on the road. Oakland at home. Tampa at home.
I give them the Steelers round 2.
Okay.
They'll get Jacksonville. And who else is on there?
Oakland and Tampa.
They'll get Tampa Bay, and they'll get beat by Oakland.
They get beat by Oakland. That is terrible.
Get beat by Oakland.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
So that's what it was. I think 1 and 2 start. I say about 4-4, about the same.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Different games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What about you, Glass?
I'm with you. I'm with you with the 4-4 record. I got them beating Tennessee. I got them losing. I think Pittsburgh gonna sweep them this year. Got them losing to Pittsburgh. They're gonna beat Jacksonville. They'll beat Oakland. And they're gonna lose to Tampa Bay. So at that time, at week 9, they'll be 4-4.
4-4. All right, so we all gonna agree with that one. Except we got chose different games. Okay. They come out of that thing right there. They go on the road against a division rival in Cincinnati, which is the first time they show up on the schedule. Then they come back home and play against the Texans. They got the Falcons coming up in there. And then, no, they're going to see the Falcons. They're going to see the Falcons, and they're going to see the Bills. Colts and Bengals come back in there. They got Colts and Bengals. And then they got Carolina on the road, and then they got Baltimore on the road to end the season, right? All right, so if we back it up, I think Cincinnati going to win that game in Cincinnati. Texans will probably beat them. They're going to get whipped by the Falcons. They could possibly beat the Bills. They could possibly beat the Bills. Of course, the Colts going to whip them. They're going to get swept by the Bengals. Ain't no way in the world they win against the Panthers. And, they'll beat the Ravens. So, look, they end up with a losing record still, man. What was that, 6-10? Is that what that is? Is that what it is? That's 6-10, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, JB, where you at?
I'm right there with you, man.
Okay.
I think they'll. I don't want to. Depends on the first meeting between the Ravens and the Browns. I don't know, but they'll get us one time. I think they do. Get beat by the Colts, get beat by the Bengals, get beat by the Panthers. I think they win that Bills game. Out of that last stretch of games, I think it's just 2 wins. So that's.
I don't know, man. I just really feel like that. They don't have enough. Offensively to battle with the Ravens. I mean, even if the Ravens ain't scoring a whole lot of points, they're not allowing a whole lot of points either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. Same thing with Cincinnati. Glass, how you feel?
Okay, I got them losing to Cincinnati in week 10, beating Houston, beating Atlanta in Atlanta, losing to Buffalo, losing to the Colts. They're going to beat Cincinnati. They're going to beat Carolina. And they're going to lose to Baltimore. They're going to have an 8-8 record.
Oh, you crazy. First and foremost, let me just say this. How you feel?
I ain't scared of you, Big Q.
How you feel Cleveland and Johnny Manziel going to roll up at Bank of America Stadium and win up in there? When the last time somebody won up in there, first and foremost?
Number 1.
When the last time somebody came up in there and won?
Man, you get all the air in your chest or holler all you want.
Right.
It's gonna change over here, bro.
Look,
5 brand new receivers.
Yeah.
And in one game ain't gonna do nothing up against that Browns defense.
Listen, last team we lost to at home was the San Francisco 49ers, okay? And that was in the
Seattle rolled you at home too.
No, the last team that we got beat by at home was the San Francisco 49ers, and that was in the playoff game. And you talking about some Cleveland crap? Glass, get out of here, man. Anyway, I said 6-10.
Wait, Big Q.
Get out of here, dude.
I keep it real. I look at what's going on. I don't look at stats. I see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to prove. I'm the Down Thomas when it comes to the Carolina Panthers.
At home?
Y'all could do
at home?
Yeah. Y'all got to prove that y'all could do this again.
At home. We lost a total of 2 games at home last season. 2.
Last season. Okay, last week Seattle Seahawks with 12-4.
Uh-huh.
We everybody on this panel said they're gonna go 8-8 this year.
Yeah, you're right.
What makes y'all special?
Because we're at home, we're at Bank of America, and it's got rebuilt, and it's nice. What you got?
Let's move though.
What you got, JB?
Keep it moving.
What you got, JB? What you got?
So I got them going 8-8. Y'all got them going what?
So I got 6-10. Did you say JB 6-10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that's where we at.
Duly noted.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so that's where we at with that. So now listen, Where is who we got next? We got Pittsburgh, don't we?
Oh, it's Pittsburgh?
Yeah, then we got Pittsburgh, don't we? Yeah, we got Pittsburgh.
I think so.
Yeah, we got Pittsburgh.
Back on me again, huh?
Yeah. So
I
let's.
don't have nothing bad to say about no Pittsburgh Steelers fans and nothing like that. So we can keep on moving, man.
Okay, good.
8-8 overall.
Okay.
4-2 in the AFC North, which was second. Offensively, kind of shady with they was ranked 19th. They ran 86 yards per game, which was ranked 26th in the league. They passed for 251 yards per game, which was 10th in the league. Defensively, a little bit better. They was ranked 13th in the league. They held teams to 116 yards rushing per game, which was ranked 18th in the league, and they held teams to 222 yards per game, which was ranked 10th in the league.
Right.
Now, I didn't know that they went back-to-back 8-8 campaigns, which was shocking to me. And I think they did miss the playoffs for the second time.
They did.
Back-to-back.
And the year before that, they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, like, you remember that last year that JB so eloquently described this whole thing to us. He broke it down systematically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how that went down.
So they started off the season 0-4, and they lost. During that time, they lost to Tennessee and Minnesota, which is just straight.
Yeah.
That's not even called for.
It is. I'm telling you, right? I remember.
They lost to the Raiders in a blowout.
Right.
They lost to the Patriots, where they got the things together. Now, I'm going to put it out there like that. I ain't going to blame Ben Roethlisberger for that. I still think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Okay. I think him and offensive coordinator Haley, they wasn't on the same page. Todd Haley, they wasn't on the same page till near the end of the league. That's when everything started going.
Right.
That was one problem that they had. The second problem that they had is when the center Marquise Pouncey and the running back, the rookie running back Le'Veon Bell, they blew out. They either blew out their knee or they messed up the knee. I can't remember. I know it was ACL tear with Pouncey. I don't know what happened to Bell. So that's another thing. So they didn't have a run game. They had nobody to, and the offensive line was suspect. So they had nobody to protect Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why the offense was sucked. That's why the offense sucked and why they ended up with the 8-8 record. All right. So now.
Oh, that was that. What was the air? What's the airport in Chicago name? What was it? Was it O'Hare? Yeah, I was at O'Hare Airport on my way back to Charlotte last year when was it Pittsburgh playing against Minnesota in England? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
They were playing in England, and the game came down to the wire, right? And everybody in the airport was thinking that that Pittsburgh was gonna pull that win out. And they didn't. I just wanted to bring that story because I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, the suspect, the bad part about the defense is they still got Ike Taylor on the team.
Yep.
That man, he's fast as prime. He can't keep up with nobody. And I think they say he gave up 26 catches for 509 yards and 4 touchdowns to Calvin Johnson, Josh Gordon, and Torrey Smith.
Wow.
Man, just like my beloved Broncos had to get rid of Champ Bailey, that's what they should have did with Ike Taylor. That's just me. So that's where we at right now.
Oh, goodness gracious. JB, you have anything to add on to the end of that?
Well, I want to say, while, they haven't been doing too good over the 3 years, at the end of the season, the Steelers started to look like the Steelers a little bit. I don't know if they can translate to the beginning of this season, and they had a lot of normal problems. They didn't have a lot of, they had no quarterback situation, or they didn't have, the atrocious defense. They had regular problems with injuries, and they just couldn't put a good 11 on the field offensively. Yeah. So I think, the stretch down at the end of the season, they showed that they can do and they can right the ship. And they addressed a lot of stuff in the offseason. Yeah,
like they showed a little bit of desperation with your boy Mike Tomlin trying to trip up people, trying to run kicks back and stuff like that. I'm just saying,
They were doing what they had to do. Right. I don't.
You ain't cheating, you ain't winning. That's not how it goes.
That's right. Go.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we go into the schedule, right? And let's see here. Okay, they got Cleveland at home to start it off. Then they got on the road to Baltimore. On the road to Carolina. Oh my God, they buy it so late. But anyway, on the road to Carolina. Home against the Bucks. On the road against the Jags. On the road against the Browns. Okay, let's stop there at week 7. All right, so That is 1, 2, 3, 3 divisional games in the first 7 weeks. All right, Glass, I'm gonna let you take this one away.
All right. Cleveland. They're gonna beat Cleveland in week 1. They'll lose to Baltimore in Baltimore. They'll lose to Carolina. You happy, man? They'll lose to Carolina in Carolina.
Oh, we good enough to beat the Steelers, but we can't beat the Browns. Oh.
Week 4?
Yeah, we're going to week 7. I went on week 7. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. They'll beat Jacksonville. They're gonna beat Cleveland. They'll beat Houston. So in week 7, they'll be 5-2.
5-2. I got them at. All right, 5-2 sounds good to me. I got them. I got a couple games.
No. Don't say it sounds good to me. Who gonna win between Pittsburgh?
I was switching the games around. I'm just saying.
Beloved Panthers.
You know, at home at Bank of America, we talked about this recently. We just talked about this. Like, you know, ain't no AFC team coming and no win. I'm just saying.
I know what your love is. I forgot.
Like no AFC team coming there. Jimmy, what's up? What's going on? Man? What you got?
I got them 4-3. I do think that the Pittsburgh Steelers will beat the Panthers because it's gonna look like a home game at BOA, like it always do.
Oh, you got jokes.
It's gonna be Steelers fans everywhere. Like that. I'm serious. We done this before, kid. We go in there.
We
see all them 49ers. We see all them Giants. Granted, we had the Giants leaving. You know what I'm saying? When we
you got jokes though. You got jokes though. You would have look. It was a lot of Giants fans that last time, but look, more and more Panthers fans are showing up.
Happen to be winning. Panthers happen to be kicking ass that game. And the
it don't stop.
Fans left.
It don't stop.
But them Steelers fans gonna hang on, and they gonna come deep.
Ain't no AFC team getting no win up in no Bank of America. So y'all crazy. Stop that, okay? So you got what? Which
anyway, let me give you my. Let me give you. I think 4-3. I think they what was on there? I can't see nothing, man.
Oh, you had Texans on there. That's the last game. Then you got the Browns on the road. You got Jags on the road. You got Bucks at home. Yeah, that's what it was. And you had Baltimore and Carolina.
4-3. Bucks, Zags, come on.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So after that, we roll up into we got go to the schedule. Here we go. We got what was that? Indy coming in there. We got Baltimore coming back up in there. They go out to see the Jets, and they go out to see the Titans. They finally going to bye week 12. We had them at 5 and what was that? 5 and we had them at 5-2. And so they definitely gonna get whooped by Andrew Luck in their own house. You know, then the Ravens come in there and show them what time it is. That Ravens game, it's coming at a good time too, November 2nd. I like that. That's always usually a pretty good game. It was kind of lopsided last year, but whatever. I think that since they beat because you know y'all had Pittsburgh winning in Baltimore. I don't like that.
No, I had Pittsburgh losing.
I did.
Yeah, okay, because I had Pittsburgh losing in Baltimore, so I think Pittsburgh could possibly win this home game. I give them that one.
Right.
I give them the win against the Jets and the Titans. So we had them at 5-2. By week 11, they come out to be 6-5. I thought they kind of straightened it up a little bit. Yeah, they straightened it up a little bit. Get a couple victories there. Glass, where you at?
They're winning all these games. By the bye week, they're going 9-2.
Damn, you're giving them a lot.
To the chase.
Oh,
they're
man.
going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak.
Pittsburgh still didn't have an 8-game losing streak to start the season last year.
6.
Yeah, this is the best time to flip it over.
Class be smoking that.
It's going to be all right, man.
Class be smoking that good stuff. Class be smoking that good stuff.
9-2.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know how I always get on Big Q about not giving teams or don't give the team an outlook or analysis on them based on their last year's or their previous season.
Gotta do it.
But they've been mediocre for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't just say, oh well, you can't base last year on the up and coming season. But they've been 8-8 for 2 years straight.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
think they're gonna put no 9 or no 8-game winning streak together.
No.
That is ain't gonna work out for them. And they ain't made that many changes. They still got Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
who's
man.
proven to be a 8-8 guy, a mediocre guy. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Now, do I think that they can pull a couple of them games off? By what is this? By week 10?
But week 11.
Yeah.
Week 11. I said 4-3 to begin. I think they'll be hitting mediocrity right there too. They be getting close.
Yeah.
That'll be what I say 6-5.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
They'll be close to being mediocre again.
Yeah, I said the same thing. And then that bye coming so late, man. As soon as they come off, they finally get a rest. But then they got the Saints coming in there. Then they got 2 hard games back to back on the road against the Bengals and the Falcons. And then they got 2 tough games when they come back home against the Chiefs and the Bengals, which I don't think they'll win any of those 5 games. Period. I think that's a 5-game skid right there, JB. What you think?
I don't know about 5 in a row.
Saints, Bengals, Falcons, Chiefs, Bengals.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I don't know.
I just don't. Well, I mean, they started out on 6, so it's possible.
What you think, Glass?
Man, come on. They're going to beat Saints. They're going to lose at Cincy.
I like you having the Saints lose some AFC games. I love it you having the Saints lose some AFC games. You had the Saints losing against the Browns. I love that.
Yeah. So, by the end of the season, they'll now because the bye is so late. Some of them games in the middle might be tweaked a little bit. They're either gonna finish 13-3 or 11-5.
Wow, that's quite a proclamation, sir. I think they do a little better than they did last year. I say 9-7. They do a little. They do.
JV's face.
I saw that. I think they win more. They win one more game than they did last year because they got a rough schedule though, man. Especially like the very end and the very beginning. Both of them are tough. They got to get some wins in the middle. But they got some big boys in the middle, man. They got Baltimore and Indy in the middle. They got the new improved Jets in the middle. I don't know. But anyway, I think they do one more game better than what they did last year. That's what I think. JB.
Okay.
I'm teetering on the 9-7, 10-6 because I do think the order is gonna get restored in the AFC North this year. Because if it don't, then you'll have just running amok. That'll make space for this circus that's about to come to town.
I don't know, man. I just feel like
the order got to get restored.
The whole Pittsburgh thing. I think it's over, man. I think it's about time to make some changes somewhere, man.
See, there you go, man.
We said it last year.
I think it stepped back for a couple of years. I think it's about to come back.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about all that. Hey, listen, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Donald Dayton, Cincinnati Bengals fan, man. I've been talking to him on the Google Plus. He's been cool peoples, and that kind of thing. But when we come back, we get it cracking, right? We got JB's boys.
Yeah.
And the Cincinnati boys, right? It's gonna be good stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take that break, and we'll be right back.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts, we jacking marks. And the punk police can't play me amazing. We can have this something, but right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the bottom of the gun, get up. Give me time to let the pain knock back to my brothers on the block, but it's next back. They can set no substitutes. I bring truth to the youth and the youth of my old school. Oh, you know I won't turn the other cheek. In case you can't see us when we run the other week. Now we got 'em in the smash, blast. How long will it last? Till the flow keep more cash. Until it rains up, till my young black legs blaze up. Like some escrow stress, test. I'm giving up that word to living blessed. Much love to my brothers in the pen. See you when I free you, if not when they shove you in. Once again, this is all I'm strapped. Keep your head to the gap, now the boys wide the back. In the alleys, I'm down, never tell. Got best with the best and the best with the help. Scream if you feel it. See it clearly, you see clearly. Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
All righty, we are back. Y'all back? Y'all back? Y'all back? Okay, good. Okay, good. I think I left the music playing through that break. I didn't mean to do that, but I had to pee. I had to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that Pepsi got to you.
I'm telling you, right? Anyway,
You need to lay off that Pepsi, man.
I probably do. I probably do. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, chill out, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you could probably do is tell people what's going on with this Twitter situation. That's what you probably can do.
I got nothing, man. They must don't They must don't want me to be the mediator of Twitter. Everybody's coming through on that.
Okay, well
Anyway, you want to get right to this?
No. You got to tell people what they can do for Twitter, man. You got to tell them what they can do for Twitter.
Oh, hey, I'm the mediator of Twitter today. Use the hashtag TeamBoydTV Live. If it's a question, I'll do my best to answer it. If it's a question about anything, the show, comment, teams in the division, et cetera, et cetera.
Cool. And Glass, what's going on you still you get anything on YouTube?
Still blank, bro.
Okay.
Still blank. I don't know what you seeing. I've been hitting this every 5 minutes. I don't see anything. So I'm the imaginary moderator.
Well, you said some saying YouTube is a little weird. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is a little bit weird, and that's why I'm trying to encourage people to come over to TeamBoydTV.com, man, because me and my boy Justin and them, we having some nice little conversation over here. It's great. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
Well, go there then.
That's awesome. All right, so check it out though, right? Where we at? We are, where we going? We're going to Cincinnati?
No, we're going to Baltimore.
Oh, we're going to Baltimore. All right, let me see if I can find my Baltimore. There it is. All right, cool. JB, show them what time it is. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Okay, the Baltimore Ravens finished 8-8. Second in division. We'll skip all the other stuff because 8-8 is not a lot to talk about.
That's right.
But for passing, Joe Flacco, he had 614 attempts, 362 completions, 3,912 yards, a 59% completion rate, 19 TDs, 22 INTs, was sacked 48 times, had a QBR of 71.4. That's horrible, right?
Yes.
Rushing, Ray Rice, 214 carries, 660 yards, a career low, 4 touchdowns. Receiving leaders was Torrey Smith, 65 receptions, 1,128 yards, 4 touchdowns. And not a lot to talk about here with the Ravens. Defense was Darryl Smith with 123 solos, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
Hey, listen, this is
I want to talk about
this is what we was talking about when we was talking about the Seattle Seahawks last week? We were talking about the Seattle Seahawks and about that Super Bowl hangover, man, and it's rough, man, and so this is what's going on in Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had that whole little situation that happened after the Super Bowl, and we kind of seen it play out, and that kind of thing. Glass, what you think?
I agree with you on that, but you know what, JB, let me ask you a question, man. We talking about hangovers. Now, I'm pun intended. What's up with the jailbirds, man? You got 5 players.
Oh, I forgot about this.
That's been arrested.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
So that means Roger Goodell got some suspensions to hand out before the season starts. That's gonna hurt y'all a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just asking what's going on over there in Baltimore. You got people suspended. You got people getting arrested for having drug paraphernalia, not disorderly conduct, knocking fiancés out. What's up, man?
Wild stuff.
Hey, man, they just the off season got in sooner. They got to do something for these guys, man.
Hey, they believe.
Not just on the Ravens team, for everybody.
But but the Ravens, they live in that wire for real, ain't they? You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Don't make
okay.
look like felons.
Well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So listen, but yeah, that's basically what it is, though. I just think that they suffered from a little bit of this Super Bowl hangover, and hopefully we saw a couple moves that they made during their off season, man. Hopefully they're trying to rectify this. Joe Flacco, and I mean, as in JB, I gotta say this before we move to the schedule. That performance he put on in the postseason, leading up to the Super Bowl, even his performance in the Super Bowl, I gotta give him props, man. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I don't know exactly what happened after, like when the new season started. Can you explain that?
Yeah, we can explain that. Big ass contract.
That's what it was, JB. Is that it?
No, well, I mean, I don't know. Players usually don't do so well after a good contract. But I mean, it was a whole lot of like I said about the Steelers. They had a lot of regular problems too. They couldn't block for Ray. They couldn't block for Joe. I mean, he got sacked a career high time. 48 times is a lot for Joe.
Yeah.
He usually leave games clean. I'll be the first to say this. The Ravens they were horrible last year.
They were
on every level. They were. I mean, it started out at least. I think the front seven was doing a decent job, and all of a sudden, teams started to take that away. So I mean, that was all the sliver of hope that we had.
Yeah, man. And that running game, though. That running game. Ooh, that thing.
Okay. What do you think about the loss of Anquan Bolden? Don't you think that had affected that too? That had affected.
I mean, when you lose, veterans up front, blocking and veterans up front. on a D line. I mean, it's gonna hurt your team.
Yeah.
You know, that's the people that do the dirty work. I mean, Anquan was just a product of a good offensive line. I mean, we didn't have that. We didn't have time to throw it. We didn't have time to run it.
You know, and we addressed that Anquan Boldin situation at the start of last season. Do you remember that, right? You know, we talked about that in depth, right? You know, we did. Hey, look, you know, it is what it is. So let's go to the schedule because it's a big game on the schedule. And I want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it.
This ain't the podcast.
Whoa! Whoa!
Got to work you up every now.
Y'all was wild. Look, man, I am a Panther fan through and through. I mean, y'all be saying that we're going to talk about y'all's little, you know, get out of here with that nonsense, man. Okay.
Boy, I can't wait to the NFC South come around.
I'm trying to tell you, right? You know what I mean? Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go. Where we at? We start off with the Bengals. We start off with the Bengals at home. And then we got the Steelers at home. That's a tough. Then you got the Browns on the road. They got another lay-by. Got the Browns on the road, and then you got the Panthers coming in there. Let's pause for the calls right there. I'm going to you first, JB. 3 divisional games in a row. 12 at the crib, 1 on the road. And then you got the Panthers coming in there on some other stuff, right? Because you know that game is going to be weird. And, you know, we'll discuss it, but yeah. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
3-1. Like I said, one of those games against the Steelers will drop. I wasn't sure which one. I'm gonna go ahead and be fair and say 3-1 because I don't want to be totally biased to my club. But we beat the Panthers pretty convincingly at home.
Are you serious?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you this now. We got Ray Rice with the 2-game suspension, right?
Yeah.
It'll be his first home game after his suspension at home against y'all. We're going to be really, 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 really fire. Everybody got a reason to want to play this game.
You know what? Listen. Listen, I will give you that.
We remember that preseason whooping y'all put on us last
Oh, yeah. It was pretty convincing, too, yeah.
Got a reason to play this game. It's at home in front of the empty crowd.
Listen.
Ray will be back. Y'all probably get ran out of there real quick.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Quick.
Look, first of all, we're going to
say. And y'all may, let's say this. The Panthers may go into they may win the rest of the game.
Whoa,
you might win the rest of your game, but you will lose this one pretty convincingly.
First of all, how you gonna figure that your team? Look. Steve Smith gonna have 1 or 2 catches. Okay, he ain't gonna give up. He is not gonna give up until they get in the end zone at least once. So I will give y'all 7 points on that game. Right?
It ain't about Steve.
No. Listen, it is. Because you know what? No matter what you Ravens fans want to say about this situation, this particular game is all about Steve Smith.
A homecoming of any sort. I remember when Jonathan Ogden was inducted, right?
Yeah.
I remember when we had a Ring of Honor. Every time it's a ceremony at M&T, we pretty much smashed that other team.
Okay, well, I tell you this much before I let Glass speak his piece. You better put some extra padding on Mr. Joe Flacco. That's all I'm saying. I already told you about the no spoon situation. I mean, you already know what that's about. You know, you boys can't block anyway. Put some padding on that boy. I'm just telling you.
It sounds to me like you got the Panthers winning every game.
I don't have the Panthers winning every game. I don't have the Panthers winning every game.
This is one that you're gonna lose pretty fast.
You crazy as hell. I refuse to believe it. Not against no Ravens, man. I can't see that. Glass, what's your assessment, man?
It's gonna be an electric team. It's gonna be electric.
Oh, get out of here.
Ray Lewis, he gonna be in the house. It's gonna be crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
Hey, listen, Glass, before you get into it though,
you got one advantage, Kill. You're gonna have one advantage.
And what's that?
It's a 1 o'clock game. If it had been in prime time, I would give you 0 chance it was prime time.
Right.
But
look,
1 o'clock.
Justin over on TeamBoydTV.com says the good thing our defense knows Smitty's tendencies to max second against the run. Listen, we know what Smitty going. We don't worry about Smitty. Smitty, you know, in that particular game, like I said, it's gonna be a big deal, but it ain't gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be a good game. I'm just saying, patch your boy up. Class, where you at?
Listen, man, I don't have to say too much because JB gave it to you.
Oh, seriously?
All in a nutshell. In week 4, after they beat the Carolina Panthers, they will be 3-1. The only loss will be at Cleveland.
Oh my goodness!
This is their kryptonite.
You know what I believe, and I'm gonna say this before I move on because I gotta say it. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of this coming. I'm gonna get a lot of this coming when we do the NFC South. But you guys seriously have something crazy going on about the Carolina Panthers. I don't know what it is.
It's called Show Me This Again.
Oh, you don't think it can be done again?
That's when I'm gonna believe it. Show me this again.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Whatever, man.
Put a line of consistency together.
A wonderful season.
It's like that?
Say that one more time.
Is it really like that? It's like that?
It's like that.
Wow.
It's like that.
Oh my God, y'all crack me up.
Hey, I wear the black hat, damn it. You know better than me.
Y'all crack me up with that nonsense, man. Y'all crazy. All right, so listen, they got a couple road games against the Colts and the Bucks. They come back home against the Falcons, go back on the road again. 2 divisional games back to back, Bengals and the Steelers. And then they finish up week 10 at home against the Titans before they go on the bye. A lot of late byes. This little stretch right here, Indy, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Man, please. Nobody thinking about no Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So listen, we said 3-1. You guys said 3-1. I said 3-1. Okay, I did say 3-1. Yeah. So listen, 3-1. Go down to week 10. They pick up the win against the Bucks. They pick up a win against them, the Falcons, and then they get into a drag-out situation with the Bengals because, they beat the Bengals at home on week 1, and the Bengals probably don't get them in this one right here, at their house, and then again the Steelers get swept, and then here's where the Titans kind of surprise everybody right here at week 10, and they knock off the Baltimore Ravens, so that brings them to a grand total of 7-3. All right, JB, where you at?
I like that. That sounds about right. I don't know about that Titans game. They're gonna be a tough group.
Well, they always knock off a team at the time where they weren't supposed to win it. When they back is completely against the wall, they will win. They win a game.
I think about 7-3 is right. 6-4, 7-3 is about right.
Okay, and Glass, what's your feelings on this?
Okay, I got where we at? Week 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, I got them beating Indianapolis. Oh, I'm sorry, I got them losing to Indianapolis. They beat Tampa Bay. They're going to beat Atlanta. This is where it's going to hurt them. They're going to play 2 games away from home, division rivals. I got them both losing both of those games against Cincy and Pittsburgh. But they're going to beat Tennessee, and they'll end up being 6-4 week 10.
Okay, 6-4. Both of y'all said 6-4. I was on 7-3. All right. That gives us a bye at week 11. Is the whole division taking week 11 off? It's crazy.
Okay.
Does that even work? So, in your fantasy stuff, if y'all got AFC and North people, watch yourself. Come out of the bye, week 12, on the road against the Saints. Chargers come up in that piece. They go on the road against the Dolphins, and they got the Jags coming in. On the road against the Texans, and they got the Browns coming in. This is easy, right? This is easy, except for the Saints, right? I'm hoping they can knock the Saints off, but I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one. In New Orleans, that late in the season, it can go either way. The Bolts probably they get that win, and I know D1 chosen. I know you gave me the warning about your little Dolphins and stuff. The Ravens gonna smoke them in that, in Miami. I'm just saying. And then you got them winning against the Jags. They'll win in Texas, at Houston. And then they'll win against the Browns. So that'll have them finishing up. On their way back to the playoffs again. Did they make it to the playoffs last season, JB? I can't remember. Did they make it to the playoffs?
No, they did not. You don't make nothing at 8-8.
Yeah. So look, they make their way back to the playoffs, man, and they finish with a 11-5 record. You know what I'm saying? I feel it.
That worry me that we thinking the same thing.
Right.
That worry me too, but I say 10-6, 11-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glass, how you feeling about it?
After the bye, they got them losing to New Orleans, but then they go on a winning streak, finish up the season. I got them finished at 11-5.
Wow, so we did it again. Wow, that's cool. I like it. So we got we all thinking that the Ravens,
The Ravens and the Steelers gonna be battling for that division. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, what about the division champions that we're getting ready to talk about right now? They hold the crown.
Like I said.
Wow, Glass, you already
Steelers and Ravens.
Okay.
Let's go. Go ahead.
All right, JB, you do it.
We're gonna jump right in it. Cincinnati Bengals, 11-5, first in the division. They went 3-3 in the division. Andy Dalton, he played a whole 16 games, 363 completions, 586 attempts, 61.9 completion rating. 4,293 yards, 33 TDs, 20 INTs. He sacked 29 times. He had a QBR of 88.8, and he fumbled it 4 times, lost 3 of them. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis played 16 games, 220 carries, 756 yards, 7 TDs, 2 fumbles, which he don't fumble. They thought they didn't fumble. He lost both of those fumbles. Giovanni Bernard, he played the whole 16 games. I like this kid, by the way.
I like him too.
70 carries, 695 yards, 5 TDs, 1 fumble. Receiving AJ Green, 16 games, 98 receptions, 1,426 yards, 11 TDs. And for defense, is Vontaze Burfict, 114 solo tackles and interception.
All right, so check it out. A couple notable that.
Geno Atkins is clear to play.
Yeah, Geno Atkins is clear to play, but my man, what's his name? The big dude that came from Pittsburgh, played with them last season. Is he still on the team, or did they waive him already?
Marvin Harris, I have no idea.
Yeah,
he was a non-factor last year.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Except for Hard Knocks. He was funny as hell on Hard Knocks, though. All right, so this is what we'll talk about before we get into the schedule. Briefly, we got a situation going on with Andy Dalton and his contract. Now, with the whole Colin Kaepernick stuff up in the air right now, the looming Cam Newton situation, what's the man's name out in St. Louis?
Sam Bradford?
Yeah, his stuff is looming. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. JB, what do you think Cincinnati's move going to be, with this situation? Because do we see Andy Dalton sign a contract before the season starts?
Oh, man. He in one of those, he in the vice, like Joe was. He
Yes,
in
it was.
that vice of, can you do it, or he flying right under that cusp of you good, but are you good enough?
Right.
Big money. And so, I mean, he might have to have a proved season, and if it's this one, I'm sorry. So, I mean, for his sake, and I see AJ Green's comments and tweets and stuff about how Dalton made him who he is, and they paid him, so why not put the man that made me who I am, why not pay him and all that? But, I mean, if he don't get a contract before the season, if they want him to prove it, it won't happen.
Nah, check this out, though, Glass. They exercised the 5th-year option on him, right? One of the coaches that made him great is no longer there. What's his name? Gruden went up to Washington. Mike Zimmer is gone too. Exercised the 5th-year option on him. They pretty much left Andy Dalton out to dry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he get injured or he don't perform, if he don't get to the Super Bowl this year, man, what happens to Andy Dalton, man?
Listen, I'm Andy Dalton. I like Andy Dalton. He is overrated.
Wow.
I hear what AJ Green said. No, AJ, you made Dalton who he is. That's
Well,
the other way around.
They just want some leverage for his guy, though.
Correct. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
If I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I would hold off, give him an extension.
Wow.
And you see what happens this year. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, that's terrible. That is.
This season. This is the season he need to shine, and he will not shine.
That's heartless, man. That is heartless.
I wanna give something real quick, just a little tidbit.
Yeah.
Everybody was worrying about Joe Flacco's contract, but if I'm not mistaken, there is no other Super Bowl MVP quarterback in the AFC North. So it's just.
Okay. Listen, ain't nobody disputing that, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, really, man. I mean, come on.
Listen, Andy Dalton. Let's throw a stats at that. Andy Dalton, just like Joe Flacco, made it to the playoffs every single year that he's been a Bengal. He's lost. Did they win their first playoff game last season? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, he still ain't won that playoff game yet. But he's done it every single season. Came out the same year as Cam Newton. Cam Newton only been to the playoffs once. And you can't try to tell me that these people carry around and getting ready to load up and pay Cam Newton, but Andy Dalton, who got to the playoffs every single year, can't get no money? What?
I don't know about every single year. Did they make the playoffs?
Yes.
Third year, fourth year coming up?
Every year, bro. Every year.
He made it at least twice, I know.
No, every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year.
You know what I mean?
And he chokes.
So
that's one of the situations where, listen, you did great during the season.
Yeah.
There's a postseason. That's when we need you.
Right.
He
Yeah.
come up, he always choke.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Quarterbacks that trying to look for max contracts don't choke in the postseason.
I just think it's a little odd that this boy can't get no money and can't even get ready to get paid. That's sad. Look at his schedule anyway.
I mean, look at what the value of. Dalton is pretty important in Cincinnati.
I think so. Yeah.
I think by the moves the GM's made in Carolina, they showing that they want Cam to be their crown jewel. By Cincinnati holding out and thinking about giving Dalton money, they probably got something else on their mind about the quarterback position.
Maybe. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Hey,
they paid everybody else.
Justin Merkel said he's not $100 million quarterback, and that's the question though.
Hell to the no.
Yeah, so that's the Glaz. I remember you saying something about this. You said you wouldn't feel comfortable giving Andy Dalton $100 million.
No, nowhere near.
It ain't got to be $100 million.
He might not step in the room talking about he looking for $100 million.
$76 million will be fine. 82, between 76 and 82. I think it's worth that.
We're gonna wait till the end of the season to see if you get any of that.
I just think for the Cincinnati Bengals, for they average time of showing up, man, they show up every 6 or 7 years, and for them to lose Gruden and Mike Zimmer, that's a blow.
It is a blow. It's rough.
Important blows to both sides of the
body. And at the wrong time.
They didn't lose nothing, but I just think it's gonna be tough.
It's at the wrong time, man. Especially if you're Andy Dalton. This is just bad business.
At the worst time.
I'm trying to tell you, this is rough. All right, so let's see what they're up against this year. Right out of the gates, they got to go travel up to Baltimore, right? Then they get a little bit of a reprieve and they come home and face the Falcons, and then they face the Titans at home. And look, these are the guys with the early bye. That's even worse. I'm just saying everything you could possibly do to this team is being done. So we'll just do it right there. Ravens at home. I give Baltimore the win in that regard. Yeah, because they're at home. And then we got them winning against the Falcons and then losing against the Titans. So I got them, 2-1 going into the bye. Yeah. So Glass, where you at?
Ditto. They're gonna lose against Baltimore and they're gonna win the next two. They'll be 2-1 in the bye.
All right, Corey, where you at, JB?
0-3.
Whoa, 0-3? They get beat by the Falcons and Titans?
They get beat by the Titans late. They get smoked by Atlanta.
It's too early for the Titans to win, though. At week 3, that's too early for the Titans to get a win.
Look, the defensive scheme is hurt. Mike Zimmer is not there, man.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The defensive scheme is hurt.
Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't.
Between Zimmer and LeBeau, in that division, man, them coordinators was pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Without him there, man, it's gonna be. I know them players are gonna try to emulate that, but it's gonna fall apart.
That's pretty rough, man. And then we got them coming off the bye and having to go up to New England. Right, then they come back home and face the Panthers. Then they go back out to face the Colts. Ravens come in there, Jags come in there. The Browns come in there. So they got 3 home games in a row, and then they got 3 road games against the Saints, the Texans, and the Bucks. So at week 13, I got them going up to New England and getting one. I do. Sadly, I do. I got them going to New England and getting one. Sadly, when they come back home, and this is the game I really want to see. It's the one AFC North game that I really wanted to see. And here you go, JB. Andy Dalton will show Cam Newton. Even if it ain't already there to see, he will show Cam Newton how to really do it. I think this is one AFC North team that Carolina Panthers will lose to. And then
wait, pause this.
What? What's the problem?
You got the Carolina Panthers beating Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
You got them losing to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, right.
I sound like
First of all, the Cincinnati Bengals won a division last year. They were the best team in that division. Secondly,
at 10-6, by the way.
It don't even matter. They won a division. You can say the same thing about Carolina. We won our division. It don't matter. Where was Baltimore? Baltimore was at the crib watching. They was at the crib watching.
JB.
Yeah, man.
You do remember he used to wear them Bengals.
Absolutely. I forgot.
You know what? Since y'all made a big deal about it, so I ditched it. I don't get down with it.
That Cincinnati is his second team. He said that. It's archived in TeamBoydTV Live.
It is. But you think I'm gonna give them a win against my beloved Panthers because that's another team that I like?
Well, that's the lesser of the other 3 evils in there.
No, it's not that. It's just that the Cincinnati Bengals are the best team in the NFC North. AFC North. Okay. They are. You know what I'm saying? Look, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers who couldn't win a game to save their life. You know what I'm saying? The Cleveland Browns, nobody knows what's going on in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, look, we already showed Baltimore what time.
Well, let me ask you this.
Here we go.
Before last season with the Panthers 12-4 season,
yeah.
They the best team in that division the year before that?
No, they weren't. They was the worst team in that division. They only won 5 games.
Were they the best team? Obviously, they was the best team this past season, right?
They were. And this is what we base. This is what we basing our stats. We basing on the performance of last season. Look, I don't know what's gonna happen. Carolina can come out and tank. I don't know. Baltimore can go on an undefeated streak. Who knows? All I know is this, based on what I saw last year.
With Dalton as the quarterback, with 20 interceptions, and they had everything out there. They had everything going. That team was clicking on all cylinders. I don't like them with Dalton. I don't like them with the 2 coordinators gone.
Wow. Hey, look, Justin said if he was them, he would tank for Winston. I'm just saying. I don't know, man. Y'all crazy though. And then listen, yeah, I give Cincinnati to win over Carolina and Cincinnati. Okay, there, guys, I said it. So yeah, they will get smacked by the Colts. That's their second meeting with the Ravens at home. They bounced the Ravens here, beat the Jags, beat the Browns. That Saints game is gonna be tough. I don't know which way that one's gonna go. They'll win against the Texans and the Bucs this late. I think the Bucs gonna be good this late. I think the Bucs are good this late. I think the Bucs can get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. So from week 1 to week 13, I got Cincinnati. What's that? 8-4? Is that is? 8 and yeah. That's where I got them at. 8 games already. 8 games already. That's what I got, JB. You laugh. I mean, I know you feel some certain kind of way because that's your division rival. I'm out. You know?
Oh man.
JB, I'm saying I know you feel a certain kind of way because that's your division rival. Of course, you're gonna say this.
Hey man, I think 7-9, man. That entire record. I ain't gonna even have to go through all this.
Well, that's only 1 game different than what I thought. I'm talking about 7-9 for the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. 7-9.
And where did you put Baltimore at? I can't remember.
11-5.
Oh, you crazy. What you just do? You're calling me a homer. Get this nonsense.
Hey, man.
Y'all crazy.
After the bye, they lose to New England. They're going to lose to Carolina. They'll lose to Indianapolis. They're going to lose to Baltimore. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 game losing streak.
Uh-huh.
They're going to beat Jacksonville. They'll beat Cleveland. Then they go back 2 or 3 game losing streak with New Orleans, Houston, and Tampa Bay. So that week 13.
That's week 13.
They'll be 4-8.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's a complete opposite of what I had them at.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a complete opposite of what I had them at. You know what I'm saying? No, that's you giving them.
I'm a realist, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
So listen, man. Look.
Why I was at, go ahead.
Oh no, all you got left is the Steelers, Browns, Broncos, and you know what? On ESPN Monday night. ESPN. ESPN Monday night. ESPN Monday night. Andy Dalton showing much at home too. Yeah, Broncos take an L right there. Yes, they do. And okay, they knew that lose against this game against the Steelers too. So overall, JB says 7-9. I say 10-6 again this year. I said it. Glass, where you at? I'm at 10-6.
You at what? 10 and what?
10-6. They did it last year.
The only game they're gonna win after that Tampa Bay game is the Pittsburgh game. They're gonna lose Cleveland. They're gonna get their asses thrown out by Denver. And they lose Pittsburgh. So they're gonna finish 5-11.
Wow. Okay, so let's
finish 5-11.
Okay.
The door will be closed shut. And I hate to say it, but Marvin Lewis will probably lose his job.
Wow, we don't want to see that happen.
Yep.
We don't want to see that happen. Okay, so JB, let's rank them. Let's do it. Let's rank them and close the door on this one. Let's see. Did we have Cleveland rolling in at the bottom?
Nope. Not if Glass is right. Not if Glass
right?
like Natty gonna be on the bottom.
Cincinnati's never gonna be. They're not gonna be on no bottom. That's crazy. No.
You know what? The beautiful thing that we doing this because it's gonna be recorded. Because when at the end of the season, when this stuff comes to fruition, I'm gonna bring it to your attention, JB.
Okay. Here go my rankings. Here's my standings. Cleveland, Cincinnati. No, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincy. That's the way it's gonna work.
What?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my idea. We going from the bottom up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got Cincinnati bottom dwellers, 5-11. Then I have Cleveland 8-8, and I got Baltimore and Pittsburgh fighting for the division at 11-5.
Wow.
Restored.
Hey, JB, you got. Justin says that the Bengals won't win but 3 games, 3-13. That's brutal. That's brutal.
Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens.
Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens. Steelers. Well, first of all, your Steelers ranking.
We're going bottom up, right?
Yeah, your Steelers ranking is too high. Your Steelers ranking is too high, and your Cincinnati ranking is too low. You know, that's what's.
No, you're realistic.
Nah.
Like I said.
That's the reason why, you know what? I haven't made it yet. It haven't opened up yet. But when the Pick'em League comes,
Oh yeah.
That's right.
that's the reason why you don't see who's going to be on top, who's going to be on the bottom.
Hey, I did pretty well last year. I did better than I did the year before. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what we. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I'm looking over Ronnie's shoulder. Anyway,
Ooh,
yeah.
you need to do that this year the way you talking.
Whatever, man. That's gonna be the show for us this evening. I want to thank everybody who came out and checked us out, man. Justin Markra, Ravens Red Zone, a couple other you guys who were watching the stream and everything early, and that kind of thing. And Justin, man, thanks for watching the whole entire stream on TeamBoydTV.com. And you see how much better the comments are over there. I'm just saying, you know, if you guys can come over to TeamBoydTV.com and watch the stream, the chat is a whole lot better. And up on TeamBoydTV.com right now as we speak, which has been this way since yesterday, there's a brand new poll. There's only 2 NFC teams left. There is the NFC North, you know, Glass Chicago Bears and Jay Cutler and them, and then the NFC South. Now I know, it's a 50% chance. I know these NFC South guys are going to vote like crazy. Y'all guys get a chance to roast me because there's a good chance we're going to be on the Panthers next week. But yeah, 2 teams that are left. Go on TeamBoydTV.com right now. Go ahead and vote. JB, what's going on with you, man, and how can people get at you, bro?
Oh, number one, appreciate Glass, appreciate you being here. Q, appreciate what you do. I'll get back to that in a second, but you can always catch me on Twitter at TeamBoydTV, JB_JB, and on Tuesday nights on live, and maybe you know, one way or another I'll be do a game time with John Bernie.
That would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
Also, I hope I can make my debut on Get With It Sports 2 with Glass sometime this year. I think that's important. There's a lot of other things going on in this world other than football.
Yeah.
Glass, I know you pretty much cover everything. Q, I know you're doing the Shield podcast that cover, you know, more or less off the field issue. So I'll join you on that. Also, just keep listening for my Ravens War Machine.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like let it go a little bit because I didn't want to beat a dead horse, but all the stuff that's obviously going on with the Ravens, we'd rather talk about wins and losses, so that's what we're going to do. Anyhow, before I give you the floor, Glass, I want to do this, Q.
Yeah.
I've done the honor. You're going to appreciate this. I've done the honor.
Okay.
Of coming up with tickets for this Buffalo
No, you did not.
preseason game. So that's preseason.
Yeah, that's good.
Preseason.
Yeah.
Glass, I wish it was here so you can go with us. I hopefully, you know, I got enough so you can try.
So we going.
And we all go together. But I just wanted to go see the nuances of the stadium and
Yeah.
upgrades, like
Yeah.
if you climb the ranks into the big boy type of stadium.
Oh, really? No, since I had to work, so I missed the Fan Fest, and you know, the Voice 2525 and all them boys, they went out there and had a good time. I wish I could have hooked up with them, but yeah, man, that sounds good. We can do that, man. That's great. I appreciate that.
It's gonna be August 8th, Friday night. 8
Okay,
o'clock.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Glass, what you got cooking? And
Sorry about that, Glass.
oh no, that's
Oh,
great.
no, man. No problem. First of all, thanks for having me back on here. JB, you did a great job. Big Q.
Yeah.
Of course, you're the wizard behind the board.
I try.
You did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just got to make this statement real quick because I know how it's going to go next week. We'll
You-
be NFC South. I'm
Yes,
going to tell
you-
y'all that right now.
Yes, you
There's
know.
going to be so many
Yeah.
NFC South people out there. It's
Hey,
all
listen.
good.
Hey.
All I'm going to say is watch what you ask for.
Oh, really? Really? It's like that.
I'm going to
Listen.
bring it to you.
Listen.
I ain't scared of none of
right.
you.
If you thought-
Boys, I got love for Nancy. Y'all.
If you thought if you thought the West came out and represented really, really hard last week, what do you see what my boys do? I'm talking about your Sean Jays, your Aries Falcon, the Voice 2525. I'm talking about Panther Nasty. What? Oh, Kick Rocks? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? My squad will.
My email address, dude.
Yeah, my
If
squad.
you don't know, you gonna find out.
My squad will represent. I guarantee you that. Okay, I guarantee you that.
I'm gonna bring you the truth. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
It's all good.
thanks for having me on. If you want to watch Get With It Sports, watch our vids on YouTube channel, Get With It Sports 2. That's the number 2. Read our blog at getwithitsports.wordpress.com. Look for Get With It Sports on Google Plus and add us to your circle. Like us on Facebook at Get With It Sports. Contact me. Y'all got problems? Come see me.
That's right.
Via email at getwithitsports2. That's the number 2 at gmail.com.
All right. Hey, listen. Do I gotta go through giving out my email address because apparently everybody had my email address already. I'm just saying. So.
Oh yeah, you After your The Shield podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm saying. So listen.
Then your email address.
So listen, I had a pretty heated, The Shield podcast today. Go and check that out. Again, check out TeamBoydTV.com for all things Team Boyd TV. We do have the Black and Blue podcast. We'll be making this re-debut in 2 weeks here. This is gonna be awesome. That's good. I know you guys missing that. And then, of course, in a few short weeks, man, the beautiful and luscious and immaculate Vernie B makes her Team Boyd TV return with Team Boyd TV Game Time, which is in a few weeks. So we got all that stuff in the oven, man, and everything's good. Shout out to my boy Louis T and all the boys out there doing their thing. We are the cast from Team Boyd TV Live, and we out of here, man. Oh, that's how we're gonna do it. And look, y'all be ready for what's gonna happen next week. NFC South comes to represent. Maybe. Maybe.
Get ready.
Hey,
Get ready.
The North,
Suited and booted, dog.
the North may win out. You never know. Just saying, All right. Until next week, man. We'll catch y'all. All right. Peace.
Later.
Come on. There we go. All right, and I just got rid of this.